from outside of Evansville, Indiana. Just stopped for my 10-hour break. You know, 10-hour breaks are something we all have to do every day, without fail, right? So I want to talk to you about a couple of places, because I find that, sometimes we end up stopping in places that may not be so great, but sometimes we stop in places that are our favorites. So, that's what I want to talk about today. So, a couple days ago, I stopped at a place called Nebraska Land in Lexington, Nebraska, at the advice of my friend David, Colorado Trucker. And the reason he recommended that particular stopping place was not so much the truck stop itself, but the fact that there's a little diner next door that you can go in and get something a little different to eat. And sometimes that's a good thing. Now, I did go in there and have a bite to eat for dinner that night, and it was good, and the wait staff was great, and I enjoyed that very much. However, the truck stop itself, not that fantastic. The parking is kind of weird. I mean, it was wide open, so it's not like I had a problem parking, but the dirt lot was messy, and my poor Zoe was like, "What the heck, Mom? No grass, nothing as far as grass was concerned. That was easily accessible." And then, which was fine, we made do, whatever. It was a place to park, no big deal. The biggest problem that I had was the next morning going in and trying to get my beloved coffee, and that was not cool. Lukewarm coffee. The only offerings they had as far as additives was actual sugar and the powdered creamer, and I don't eat sugar, and I definitely don't use powdered creamer. So and even worse than that, I mean, because I had the other stuff in my own truck, I made do with that, but the fact that the coffee was cold and old, so not a good thing for a truck stop. So guys, if you work at a truck stop, keep the coffee fresh, keep it coming. We all need it. So, all right. Anyway, other than if you're gonna stop and just have a bite to eat next door at the little diner, I wouldn't go back to that Nebraska Land Truck and Travel Center. Not unless I just had to. Another positive about that area, though, is just down the street is a Walmart that has actual truck parking. I went down through there because I made the wrong turn to go to the travel center, and realized that there were a crap ton of truck and trailers parked at Walmart in actual truck parking. They were full at the moment, so listen, if you need to go to Walmart and you're going through Lexington, Nebraska on I-80, then it's a fantastic place to stop. You can get what you need, and no questions that the trucks are allowed there. So anyway, Nebraska Land, not so great. The cafe next door is fantastic. Loved it. Simple, plain, but the food was good, and the service was great. So I enjoyed that part. And so yesterday, I ended up stopping. I didn't have a very long day yesterday. The reality is that I worked very hard last week, and I had very limited hours. I had about 6 hours and less than 6.5 hours on my 70-hour clock. So I made it as far as Oak Grove, Missouri. I've been headed towards Virginia, so I made it to Oak Grove, Missouri. I had hoped to make it to Boonville. I would have loved to see my brother and his wife, but that didn't happen. That wasn't in the cards. And but I made it to Oak Grove, to the Petro there, and And y'all, this is one of my very favorite places to stop. The truck stop itself is great. I mean, there's a lot of parking, so that's never a problem. The hardest part about that truck stop is the laundry facilities and showers are upstairs. Showers itself, not a big deal, right? But I took the opportunity, since I had a short day yesterday, to wash my bedding, the rugs in my truck, all my laundry and everything. It was a lot of up and down stairs, so I kind of wore myself out. And as I alluded, I had a very arduous week of work and had run my clock down, so my back was already bothering me somewhat, and did a lot of stairs with laundry bags and all the stuff, and cleaned my truck, you know, from top to bottom on the inside. So it was a tiring and hard day, but my favorite place in the whole world to have barbecue is right down the hill, and it's Kansas City Baby Back Ribs. And every time I get the chance, I stop in there because their ribs are just delicious. And I'll tell you a little story. So I used to stop in there all the time when I drove previously for other companies. I started going into this restaurant before I ever started driving. When I lived on the truck with my ex-husband, who was a driver, and we would go through there and we would stop and get barbecue, the ribs. So I've been going to this restaurant for a long time. I would say I've been going there for about 6 years. And about a month ago, maybe 5 weeks ago, was the first time I'd been back in there in about 3 years, 3.5 years, something like that. Because, you know, I had gone off the road for a while, stayed at home for a couple years. And I walked in the restaurant with a mask on. And the waitress was like, "Oh my God, where have you been?" And so it was like kind of coming home. And so when people treat you like you are a family member, and the food is just phenomenal. If you like ribs, it's definitely the place to stop in. Since I was here years ago, they put a fence between the truck stop and the restaurant. Still can get to it rather easily. You just have to go around it. But it's also convenient because there's a Walgreens right down the corner and things like that. So there's a lot of things easily accessible by being at that Oak Grove 70 Petro. And but the best thing always is Kansas City Baby Back Ribs. So I've been enjoying them now for a couple of days, and Zoe's enjoying her part of it as well. And it's always nice to see friendly faces that remember you time after time. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Those are Oak Grove 70 is and still one of my favorite places to stop. I will stop through there if Kansas City Baby Back Ribs is open. I will stop through there long enough just to grab ribs, if nothing else. So, and staying there over for your break is not bad either. The showers are nice and clean. The laundry's clean. It's just a little inconvenient to have to go upstairs. And the staff there is really nice too. The lot is very clean, and I appreciate that. And the parking's not too bad. So anyway, that's kind of my little review. I got a bad review for Nebraska Land and an excellent review for Petro in Oak Grove. So those are a couple of my places I've stayed at this week. Today I am at a Pilot Flying J outside of Evansville, Indiana. I'm about to go to bed so that I can get up and get as close to this 90 as I possibly can by tomorrow evening. And I'm going to deliver this load, and I'm going to take a 34-hour reset. That's how hard I worked. I kind of have to. So also want to baby my back a little bit. I kind of anybody that drives around or has any issues with their sciatic nerve from time to time, man, again, I feel for you. I've had that problem off and on for many, many years. And while I'm not going to let it stop me, I'm also not enjoying life at the moment. So Zoe and I are about to go to bed. I'm going to take her out to go to the bathroom and all that good stuff. You guys be safe out there. Drive with purpose, and know that everybody's on my mind quite often. So don't forget to subscribe and like and hit that notification bell. And I will catch you guys with the next video. Be safe.